let's create a Facebook group specifically for people like us, right? These free spirits, the travelers who love to travel. It's called Freedom in Scrubs Adventures. And our only rule for the new group is that if you dare ask about a bill rate a pay package or recruiters, you're out. Yep. Okay, this is not the group to come to talk about the logistical side of traveling. We already have a group for that. This is the fun group.
Welcome back to the Freedom in Scrubs podcast. We are your hosts, Kim and Erran G. This is episode 41, all about keeping your travel dreams alive.
Welcome back to the show, guys, or if you're brand new, welcome. We hope you stick around. This is the podcast where we give inspiration, education, and lifestyle tips and tools for healthcare travelers.
So this show is actually interesting. We're actually coming, we're recording this on 4/4/2020. 2020. I was like 2020?
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
444.
Yep, all fours. But we were actually, I think if we look at it right now, we were already supposed to be landing in Mexico City as we speak. Probably checking into our hotel, going and getting a street taco.
Why are you just like teasing me?
I'm teasing you, but it is the reality of what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
And the fact is we are now sitting here in a pandemic. I'm working a contract in Chico, which I'm very blessed to have, but it is a stark difference from what we were supposed to be doing.
Well, and Google is such an asshole, excuse my language, but it's been giving us all these updates of like, oh, don't forget your flight leaves at this time. You're checking into your hotel. Like all of these things reminding us that we were supposed to be starting, not just going to Mexico City, but we were kicking off a year-long travel adventure around the world. It's crazy to think about. Like, we would actually be on our way starting that. Instead, we're sitting in the guest bedroom of our house in Chico, having absolutely no idea when we will be able to start that journey. And it feels like kind of weird.
It does. I was just thinking we'd be recording a video of our travel to Mexico, like arriving. It would be, I don't know, it's just...
drinking margaritas tonight and dancing and salsaing and like...
eating salsa and salsa dancing.
All the salsa things. And just being like, wow, like we're doing it.
We're doing it.
We would already have spent our time at home with our family, which is kind of nice because now we still have that to look forward to.
We do.
Because we are going to go. It's just a matter of when, because nobody knows when.
Correct.
And so that was kind of what inspired this podcast episode. We're kind of just riffing here. We don't have any Google Doc in front of us. This is going to be kind of short and sweet and to the point. But we just wanted to touch on it because I think it's important. An important reminder for us is that there will be a time when we can all travel again, right? There will be a time that we're going to come out on the other side of this. And we hope it's sooner rather than later, but there will be. And so, I think that, again, I said this yesterday on the live stream, where your intention goes, energy flows. Mm-hmm. So basically, like what you focus on, you're creating more of, you're expanding, you're amplifying it. And so right now it's really easy to focus on, all the chaos and fear and craziness that's going on in our world. And it's easy for us personally to focus on this part of our life that has really taken a turn, a very unexpected turn in that, we can't travel and we don't know when we can travel and all of that. And that's, you gotta like feel it, right? It's real life and you gotta stay in the loop of what's happening and be logical about things. But then it's important, and something we're trying to focus on is incubating our travel dreams, right? Like and staying in that energy of being inspired, being excited. Yes, we don't know when, but there will be a time that we can travel again, and that's exciting. And so, watching YouTube videos still and planning trips and still being in that energy of like, one day we will all be able to take the trips that we've had to postpone, and that is exciting and fun, and we kind of just want to stay in that energy.
Well, I think this also grounds us, right? Because, one thing that you and I believe that we're really good at is we come up with an idea, we figure out how to put it into action, and we go. And we just put our heads down and we figure it out along the way. But what this time has really done for us is allowed us to pump the brakes and really look at the big picture and look at how we have things organized and how would we do things because now we know we're going. In the time being, we were working in a contract. We came up with this idea in December, and come February, we thought we were coming back for 6 weeks, which we ended up doing, which is crazy. But they said they didn't need you back in Chico or in Oroville to work. So we said, okay, well, that's when we're starting our year-long trip around the world. We're just going to go. We put our heads down and we did it. But now with the coronavirus, it's actually allowed us to pump the brakes a little bit and kind of really evaluate every little aspect of what is this going to look like? How do we want it to look? It's almost building the excitement because it was so rush, go, let's do it. Oh my God, I can't believe tomorrow we're leaving. And now it's like, we don't know when we're going. So we have this time to really develop all of those feelings and really have a clear plan on what we're doing. And I think that's the benefit, as I wanted to say, is with everything bad, this is my personal belief, and however you feel about this is your own, personal belief system. But my opinion on this is, with everything bad, there's always a good. You can always find a good, how maybe you came out on the other side, how you grew as a person, or what it was able to do. And we always believe that the universe is working for us. And so I really believe that this time has gotten us so clear and really, honestly, really excited to really go.
Well, I love that you said that because it's so true, because we were coming back from New Zealand, taking a day, getting in the car, driving across the country, being with family, and then heading off to Mexico. And again, we just decided to do this a couple of months ago. So it's not something we've been planning for a year or something.
It's something we've wanted forever.
Take it back. Yeah. It's something we have dreamed about doing for a very long period of time, but we didn't actually make the decision to be like, you know what? Screw it. Now is the time. We're going to take the leap. Let's go. So it was like a month or so, maybe. Couple months before we went to New Zealand. And so we are kind of just winging it. And I do like that idea a little, because we were just like, we'll figure it out once we get there. We'll figure it out. And we still will. Mm-hmm. But I really am excited, like you said, to have this time to dive in. Like, I'm diving in. I'm really researching things about South America and Central America. It's a place we've never been before, and I'm excited. And just getting more clear and concise with the path we want to take and what that's going to look like. And, just really using this time to get organized that we weren't going to have before. We were going in honestly completely blind because we didn't know. I'm like, once we had Mexico City booked, and then I was like, we'll figure it out from there.
Which is how we like to travel. But since we've been back, we've already bought 2 courses. One of those courses was how to really grow a good YouTube channel and how to develop a story and how to film and how to edit better. And it's been life-changing already. That has sparked so many ideas. We created a new Facebook group, which we'll get into in a little bit. Spoiler alert, but hang around. So hear about this new Facebook group is literally next level. And we found Sweet Mark.
Oh my God. Okay, Sweet Mark. Can we just take a pause? Because I feel like
little scenic
he deserves a little recognition.
He does.
Sweet Mark. Okay, so I'm, YouTube junkie, and I love watching videos on the places we're going to look for food and what.
Right. I wanted to add, so we like Sweet Mark, which Kim's going to get into, and it was really cool because he was in the places we're going to go, but then we were watching a video of him in a place that we didn't plan on going, and I was just like, okay, let's turn this off. Yeah. So it's funny, we realized that we like watching places we're going.
Yeah.
Right?
And getting to see the area we're going, where to go, what to do, and most importantly, what to eat. Like, that is our thing, honestly. And that's what we're going to be bringing into our YouTube channel once we actually start traveling, because we love finding these awesome places to go to eat. They're local, they're cheap, they're delicious, and really finding these hidden treasures. It's something we love to do because we love food. Mm-hmm. So Sweet Mark, enter Sweet Mark. So, and it just blows my mind. Again, like YouTube and just how anybody that's passionate about something can make a huge,
impact
and with just very little. So Sweet Mark, he has his camera, nothing fancy. It's probably just like a point and shoot camera.
He does have a drone.
Yeah, we did, but his drone shots are just questionable. Let's be real. But it's just basic stuff. But he goes around to these cities and he goes on these food tours and gives you like he has like local people take him around. And he's this little Asian guy. He is the sweetest little thing. And he has like his wife and his baby with him, but he never like...
They don't communicate.
I shouldn't say we've only watched a few videos, but we've never seen them talk or communicate. We've gathered, they're together. So he's a little bit odd, but he's the sweetest little thing. And he has like 6 million followers. Like all of his videos have millions and millions and millions and millions of views. And I was blown away because I'm like, there's nothing really special about anything, but what's so cool is that he really does take you into these like backwoods. Okay, not backwoods.
Off the beaten path.
Yeah. Some of them were in the woods.
Sure.
But off the beaten path experiences and places to eat, and he really describes and tells you what to eat and where and why and all the things.
Well, and I think the biggest thing is he is filled with so much joy while he's doing
joyful.
it. Yeah.
His
like
eyes, they sparkle.
They do, and he really describes the food really well, and you really do feel like you're there with him, and he's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
And so therefore, like, it is simple, but it is captivating, and it's just funny because we found him, and now he's led us down a path of like, okay, like, we can ask different questions. We can try to get a cab driver to take us to his house if it's safe so that his grandmother can cook mole.
Right? That's like my dream.
I know.
I wish we actually could. I can't remember his full name because I would
You could just probably type in food tour Mark and it would come up.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, he just radiates sparkle and shine, and we had margaritas, or not margaritas, we had special tequila drinks the other night, and we just like binge watched Mark, and we both were just like so in love with him, like we just want to cuddle. But again, he's not even like doing anything, there's nothing fancy or cinematography or this or that. It's basically just him being honest, getting down and dirty, going cool places, and showing people what's possible. And you can feel the passion in his like eyes. You can see the passion in his eyes. Yeah. I don't know why we just went on a whole tangent about
basically
Sweet
what
Mark.
I wanted to get back to is that we would have probably never discovered him if we wouldn't have actually pumped the brakes and actually been here, and to the point where that has educated us so much more on like stuff that we want to bring and stuff that we want to do, and knowing that that's possible, which again, it leads to you never know until you know, right? I never knew this stuff was possible with the way that he goes about some of the things that he finds. And it really inspired me and got me to a point where with the course from Christian LeBlanc, with the Mark, with all the things we've been reading and doing in the new Facebook group, I'm so pumped because we would have been on the road. We'd have been running around these different countries, which would have been great. And we would have discovered, our own, what we were supposed to discover. But because of all of this, I feel like it's almost set us up even better.
Yeah,
and I'm so appreciative for this.
We've had, in the last couple of weeks, just so much more inspiration and clarity around how we want to travel and what we want to share and how we want to go about doing that. And I love that because we slowed down and pumped the brakes and stayed in a place that we were allowing ourselves to still be excited, to still be inspired, and again, surrounding ourselves and our time with things that were helping us feel good and prepare us for what eventually will come, instead of kind of drowning in the sorrow of it all and binging. Well, let's not, like, we have been binging other shows as well. Yeah. Let's be real. But I think it's important to do the things that help you feel good during this time and stay excited for what's to come.
Right. And this time is going to come to an end. And I think what I told Kim was, if we decide to stay back when the time that we got off the plane from New Zealand, we arrived at our hotel in San Francisco, and we were talking and we were hearing all the rumblings about the coronavirus. It was right before it actually, all the stay-at-home orders came about. And so I basically said to her, and I don't know if you remember this, I think you said the same thing, but I said, if we stay, I want to look back on this time and say, wow, I really capitalized on this time. I really took time for myself and our business and what we were doing and really elevated myself outside of this, because the world is going to speed up very quickly. We're going to be back to the grind, back in our normal day-to-day stuff. Yeah. We don't know when, but it's going to come. And you're going to look back and be like, man, I had all that time, and did I waste that time, or did I do something to really elevate myself? Which then I firmly believe when you're elevating yourself, you're also elevating others. And you're able to find that thing that inspires you. You're able to stay happy, but still in the know. And it's just a beautiful pairing.
Yeah, that's perfectly well said. Yeah, I agree. Like when we roll out of here on
I wish.
May, whatever day, May 13th. I want to roll out of here like, okay, like that was unexpected, but I'm so proud of the work that we did, how we utilized the time, what we took from this time, right? Like how can we utilize this time to best benefit us and our lives and our growth and our dreams and everything. And that's how I want to leave this. And we've already had such breakthroughs in a small amount of time. So that's kind of the takeaway for y'all is like, asking yourself wherever you are in this time, there's always good that comes out of everything. There always is, even though we can't always see it in this moment, but there is. And so okay, you have this free time or you're home or whatever's going on. Like maybe you lost your job and or you're laid off temporarily and you just have all of this time, right? We all have all of this extra time because our life has slowed down so much. Even you, like, you're still working right now. You're working a 40-hour work week, but our weekends have slowed down because we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. And so it's just like the whole world has pumped their brakes, and it's using this as an opportunity to really go inward and do the things that help you grow and feel good and stay inspired. And like, okay, I always used to say, if I didn't have to go to work today, I would rather do this, or I would do this, or I would work on this, or like, like what could you do with this time in a positive way? Like you just said, sometimes you lose, like if you lose your job, like it's a push to maybe the push you needed to do something else, right? So really looking at it objectively, looking at your situation objectively, and just asking yourself the important questions and seeing what comes up and going inward and giving yourself time and space to use this as an opportunity for growth in every area of your life.
Yeah, and I think, Kim and I, we absorb ourselves not only in YouTube with Sweet Mark and a lot of other people, but we also listen to a lot of podcasts. And I can tell you the one thing that I've seen in common, I've been actually binging How I Built This. It's actually one of the best podcasts. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, I am just so inspired by how, people like Airbnb, Instagram, Angie's List, Patagonia, just basically
like just 101, this podcast is all of any brand you can really think of, like all of our favorite brands, places we go, things that we do. It's the story on how they built that business. And the stories, even if you don't care about building a business, it's not even about that. The stories are so inspiring.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. We listen all day.
I know, and I've probably, in the time that I've been here, have listened to like 16 of them already. I just started from the very beginning back in 2016 and just working my way up. But what I've noticed is a lot of these entrepreneurs, a lot of these people that built these amazing brands, they built them with their backs against the wall. When something crazy happened in their life, maybe they were fired, maybe they... something happened, a family member got sick or something, and they had to step out there. They had to do something, like I said, when their backs were against the wall. And a lot of stuff comes from that because you're just like, okay, what next? I don't want this to happen again. What can I do to prevent this? Maybe there was a nagging thing inside of you that you kept pushing down because you're like, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. Well, guess what? It is now. And so you can start taking steps towards that and utilizing this time to incubate those thoughts, incubate those dreams, and really just throw caution to the wind and let it rip, right? Because what else do you have to lose right now?
Really, we can only go up from here.
Correct.
We can only go up from here, my friends.
Yes.
Okay. I love everything you said.
Well, thank you.
I feel like you're on fire.
I'm on fire.
Hand clap. Okay, so... we did something that also came through for us, and something we've actually thought about for a while now, but we teach about healthcare traveling, right? Like we have a course about it, Traveler School, we have a Facebook group, and one of our greatest passions is really giving tools and support and help and advice and just insight for new travelers, right? Getting started. There's a lot of confusion, and just to be a support system for these new travelers and knowing that we're helping set them up for this amazing adventure they're going to go on. Like, that's the exciting part for me. And I love that part of what we do. And we really like to focus on the foundation, the building blocks of it, the fundamentals of it, right? These first steps, like this laying the groundwork part.
Correct. And I want to use your term that you always say. We want to build your foundation of solid rock instead of sand, because with sand, it's unstable. And so we really pride ourselves on like building those firm foundational understanding of the industry. So then it's just just soar. Yeah, you can soar and enjoy the adventure and free up time to do other passions if you want.
Right, which so comes into the other side of what we're the most excited and passionate about, which is where this podcast came from, right? It's why we created this podcast, is because we didn't always just want to be doing trainings and teaching on logistical things, right? We wanted to share more about the lifestyle of travelers and what this lifestyle has created for us. Like, this traveling has like completely changed our lives. It's expanded our lives. I can't imagine, like, we've been doing this for 8 years, and just the growth that has come from this and just everything, right? And so we really wanted to have a platform to share stories and just fun stuff, just a more fun lifestyle part of it. This is why the podcast was born. Then we thought, let's create a Facebook group specifically for people like us, right? These free spirits, the travelers who love to travel, right? How do we spend our time as travelers? The trips that we go on, the weekends we have, where we go hiking, where we eat, like all of that, like a place that we can all come together and share and inspire each other to travel and to have these really cool adventures. And so we thought, because we were like, well, we're going to be traveling for the next year, right? This is going to consume our life. This is going to be a huge part of our life, right? I mean, that's what we're doing.
Traveling for fun.
Right. That's what right. I know. Traveling is like, we need like a different word.
I know.
But yeah, we're going to be traveling internationally for a year, and that's going to be a big part of our life. And we're like, gosh, like we did when we were in New Zealand, we did a couple episodes on the podcast about van life and what we would have done differently. And people were asking us to share itineraries with them and all this different stuff. And we were like, gosh, like we love that side of it. Like giving like things to do and where to go and tips and tricks and budgeting and all of that. But our Travel Life Freedom and Scrubs group is not the best group for that, because it's a group for healthcare travel.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, if we create this new Facebook group that is geared towards the adventurers, right? The travelers who love traveling, that's a cool place that we can share tips and tricks and budgeting and travels and everything in that group, in that container. So we just created it yesterday.
Yeah. We actually went live with it yesterday.
Yeah. And so we're really excited about it. It's called Freedom and Scrubs Adventures.
Yeah, and so it's a private group, so that means obviously nobody sees what you're posting. It's our little community. It is built of healthcare travelers who have the same mindset as us, because we said, like, who do we really want to talk to in this group? And it was literally, like Kim said, people like us that are setting up their lives as healthcare travelers to make more money, to have more freedom, to explore other parts of the world, other passions, side hustles, anything that inspires them. And so this group is, Kim loves doing itineraries. She loves planning. She loves research. And again, when you're sharing in that Travel Life Freedom and Scrubs group, it's like, yo, I'm here for bill rates and like, understanding like how we get paid as travelers, where now you can share, yo, here's our itinerary. Here's what we're doing. Here's where we are. And it's just it's so exciting to be able to have that split.
Yeah, and our only rule for the new group is that if you dare ask about a bill rate
you're
or
gone.
A pay package or recruiters, you're out.
Yep.
Okay, this is not the group to come to talk about the logistical side of traveling. We already have a group for that. This is the fun group. So bring your
Not
fun
that
pants.
Travel Life Freedom and Scrubs isn't fun.
No, it's fun, but it's true. It's just more of a learning group. And so this is more of a fun spirit group. So if you want to check that out, it's again Travel Life.
No.
What is it called?
It's just called Freedom and Scrubs Adventures.
Oh, Freedom and Scrubs Adventures. And we're really excited about it. I mean, all of us are kind of put right now, but we'll all get traveling again sometime soon. And we'll be sharing a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
And so will all the travelers in the group.
Yep.
So it's a great place to come and get inspired and keep your dreams alive and incubate your travel adventure dreams.
Yeah. Keep everything going, guys. Don't let it die out with all of this stuff. Don't let this win, you know? We got to keep staying inspired, and that will honestly the energy that we all put into staying inspired, staying happy, staying safe and really looking out for our fellow human beings and being somebody who cares, that energy will elevate this thing out of here faster than any sort of vaccine will.
Yeah. I love it. Perfect. Want to end on that?
Let's end it on
Anything
that.
else?
Nope, that's it.
Yep, that's it for the week. Thank you for listening, and we'll put all the links to the groups and all the things and the course and everything in the description below, so make sure you check that out, and then we will be back next Tuesday with a brand new episode.
Yeah, and again, if you did enjoy this, please share this out with your friends. Make sure you subscribe. We'd love for you to leave us a review on iTunes. That would be fantastic. That helps push this podcast out even more. And like Kim said, we'll leave everything else to find out more about our groups and our course all in the description below. And with that being said, we will see you next week.